जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ। जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ। जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ।
There was once a great king called Indradumna. He was very much immersed in the devotion of Lord Vishnu and to meet him. He once heard that the Lord had revealed himself in the form of Neelamadava. King Indradumna had sent many messages in all directions, but none had returned successfully except a Brahmana Vidyapati. Vidyapati had travelled for a while before coming to an area which was inhabited to the non-Aryans known as Sabras. He stayed at the house of a local chief called Vishwavasu. When he arrived, Vishwavasu was not there, but his daughter Lalita was and musk. After asking his wife, she informed him that his father would go daily to worship Nilamadeva. This was something her father had warned her against telling others. After continuous requests to see the Lord, Vishwavasu bound Vidyapati's eyes and took him to see Nilamadeva. He reached Nilamadeva, the blindfold was removed, and Vidyapati saw Nilamadeva. Vidyapati informed the king, so he came to the place, but to his disappointment, the deity disappeared. King Indradumna surrounded the village with his soldiers and arrested Vishwavasu. Then a voice from the sky proclaimed, "Release the Savara and build a big temple for me on top of Neela hill. There you will see me, not as Neela Madhava, but in a form made of neem wood." Neelamadeva promised to appear as wood Daru, and thus he is called Daru Brahma, wood spirit. Indradumna waited by the ocean, where the Lord arrived as a giant log floating toward the beach. Disguised an old man, Vishwakarma, the architect of the demigods, arrived to carve the deities under the condition that he would remain undisturbed for 21 days. King Indradumna consented, and the artist worked behind locked doors. Before the time period was up, however, the noise stopped, and King Indradumna's intense curiosity prompted him to open the doors. Vishwakarma had disappeared. In the room, the three deities of Jagannatha, Baladeva, and Subhadra Mai looked as if unfinished, without hands or feet, and Indradumna became greatly perturbed, thinking he had offended the Lord. That night, Jagannatha spoke to the king in a dream and reassured him, explaining that he was revealing himself in that form out of his own inconceivable desire.
How did Srila Prabhupada celebrate Ratha Yatra as a child? Srila Prabhupada, the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, was very fond of Ratha Yatra as a child, and he began celebrating it when he was 5 years old, using a small homemade cart and pulling it around the neighborhood with his friends. His father, Gaur Mohan De, tried to fulfill his every wish, and when the 5-year-old child wanted to put on a miniature Ratha Yatra chariot festival, Gaur Mohan gladly helped him.
The Dey family worshipped daily at a local Radha Krishna temple, and the young child Abhay imitated such worship in his play with small deities given to him by his father. Gaur Mohan also took his son to see the Radha Ratha festival in Calcutta, during which the temple deities are set on large chariots and pulled through the streets in a joyful procession. When they returned home, Srila Prabhupada asked his father, "I want to perform Radha Yatra. Can I have a cart?" Srila Prabhupada's father told him, "Yes, I will try to find a carpenter to build it, Abhay." But when no carpenter would build small Radha, Abhay became heartbroken. Just then, a strange woman walked up to Gaur Mohan. "I am sorry, son, but I cannot get anyone to build a cart for you." "Ah!" cried Srila Prabhupada. "What's wrong with the dear child, sir?" told the woman. "He is crying because he wants to perform a little Ratha Yatra, but nobody will build a small car for him." "Oh, I have just such a cart." "Here is the cart. Please take it for your festival," told the woman. "Oh, father, how wonderful! Now we can have our very own Ratha Yatra." Abhay engaged his friends in helping repair and paint the cart. Finally, everything was ready, and Abhay happily performed his little Radha Yatra festival. Thus, from his childhood, Abhay's life was filled with remembrance of Krishna's pastimes.
Although everything Abhay did was imitation, his inspiration and steady drive for holding the festival were genuine. His spontaneous spirit sustained the 8-day children's festival, and each successive year brought a new festival which Abhay would observe in the same way.